Always do it on time, right? Hello, everybody. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Are you glad it's Friday?
I am glad it's Friday.
Why are you glad it's Friday?
Because tomorrow you're gonna be gone.
Oh, so that's how we're going to start it out, huh? Oh my goodness. Oh, get rid of that. Okay, let's get some hellos in here real quick. We'll get busy. Eagle Lover, good evening to you. Tamara Smith, good evening. Jess from American Roots, and Joe from American Roots. I'm assuming maybe
Somebody.
Marsh and Marshall will be there, so one of them will be there, or four of them will be there, or three of them. Jules, good evening to you. RN, good evening. DeVries Custom Leather. I see you got it handled. I was going to talk about it and help you through it, but I think you got it handled. You can tell me if I'm wrong or not, but I think that's accurate. What else we got? RN. I think I already said RN, good evening, but if it didn't, RN, good evening. Big Kid. Yeah, you made it early, Big Kid. You're usually later than this. Who else? Silver Lining. What's up, my friend? Songs of Joy, good evening. I think Leather Homestead. There we go. I think we fixed it. We'll see, though, right? Hippocrates Garden. How are you, my friend? That's a really smart guy right there, by the way. I don't know if you guys watch him or not, but he's a smart dude. Drummondson Live, good evening to you. Starla Dope, good evening. Long time no talk, huh? I just talked to Starla on the phone just a little bit ago. And the Terminator. Gizmo and Florida Mama Bear. Hey, Florida Mama Bear. Skanes Girl, of course, good evening. Welcome back. Mandy Garrett, good evening to you. Monica, good evening to you. And the greatest name on the internet.
Half bubble off pump.
Good evening to you. MJ from Wisconsin, hello, my friend. Gypsy, hello, my friend. Yep, got it. Okay, cool. ACM Homestead, hello, neighbor. Yeah. Monica's from West Tennessee. Pretty cool. Scott, good evening to you. How's it going? All right. Well, since I know you were busy today and you didn't have as much prep time as I did, I might go 2-1, something like that, right? Because if not, you're 3.
4.
Simpler times. Good evening to you. All right. Well, what do we got to do? A couple things. So I'm going to an auction tomorrow. Hey, Midwest Ribeye. Hello from Iowa. Iowa's beautiful country. I know I'm going to an auction tomorrow. And if any of you want to look it up, it's the Hoffman auction in Effingham, Kansas. It's a farm consignment auction. Anyway, I'm going to go tomorrow and spend my day at an auction. So that's why B said she's happy it was Friday because I would be gone. So what I want to know is, why are you glad I'm gone?
Because I can be a little less productive.
Because you're saying you can be lazy.
No, not lazy, but just not. Every time I turned, it seemed like today, every time I turned around, you were like looking at me like, what the heck is she doing?
Well, were you productive today?
Yeah.
I thought you were.
Man, my back hurts. Oh, I should have put some of that rub on it, the stick from that lady, the back,
the pain. You should.
I didn't think about it.
What do you got? You brushing my eyebrows?
Yeah.
They get out of control pretty easy.
It was glitter.
Yeah. I love auctions. I absolutely cannot wait to go. I go to every one of them. We got really, really lucky where we live, in that there's 2 large consignment auctions really, really close to us, both within 30 minutes. And one of them does 4 a year, one does 2 a year, but they're big and there's so much stuff to go through. And I'm actually really, really looking forward to hopefully finding me some steel posts, because I'm super, super short. LJC, good evening to you. I'm going to talk about you tonight. Yep.
Oh.
Yep. Because she was up to no good and she caused me a whole bunch of work.
She did?
Yes, she did.
Huh.
Yep, she did. Mandy said that we may go to this tools garage sale. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. This is the time, too. The summertime is the best time to get good deals.
Yeah.
Like neighborhood garage sales and whole cities.
I haven't been garage selling in forever.
I haven't either, but
yes,
we would get a lot of good stuff. But this is the time: garage sales, auctions.
Yeah, Mandy says you're productive while on vacation.
I am.
Are you? Are you always productive?
Well, apparently I'm learning the difference between productive and busy.
Those are not the same thing. So why don't you share with us? What's the difference?
No, why don't you share what the difference is? Because I thought it was the same thing. I thought if I was busy, I was being productive.
Yeah.
But
LJC says, what the heck? I'm purposely trying not to bother you. LJC, I mean this, bud. When I say this, you will never bother me. I'm 100% committed to our community, and you're never bothering me. But I want you through your encouragement, you created a situation where I had to build a duck duplex, and it was your fault. That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you.
Yeah. B said, Silver Lining says that I like the modification to the shirt.
This was like so. It was uncomfortable.
Yep. Hey, Indiana Mike's here. Hey, Indiana, what's up, bud? Yeah.
Ahoy.
Yeah, Kelly Ireland, good evening. I think I'm caught up there. Anyway, so I'm going to this auction. I'm looking for steel pipe. I'm going to look for gates. Obviously T-posts. You can't have enough T-posts, so I got to go look. I'm going to look for that.
Doesn't everybody there look for T-posts?
Yes,
cattle panels.
Pretty much. I'm trying to figure out. I seen at the on the auction on the sale bill, they had a whole bunch of guardrail. You know, guardrail like you see on a highway. A big, metal guardrail. With that? Man, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I would do with it. Man, it'd be super useful though.
To line the driveway?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No. What else could you use that with?
Oh, I can use it, like if you raised pigs, it'd be really good for pigs because you could put
bumper guards
on a fence, right? And you can make it really firm because they're beating on it. It would take, more of a beating. But anyway, I don't know. But I'm going to look at that. Let me see here. Hippocrates says another skid loader. No, but I had a great deal on a skid loader this week, but it sold quick. I really wanted to buy it, but I couldn't convince myself my resources were going to be best used for a second skid loader. Who knows, right? Bird's Eye View Homestead is here. How are you? Yeah, they are hard at work. Hey, you guys going to put out some more videos or what? You've been slacking on that. Yeah, and they're like, shut up, Tag.
It's okay.
Yeah, guardrail redirect rain from the roadway, says Silver Lining. Yep, the Terminator said my grandson bought Grandpa and I 4 brook trout for our supper tonight. They weighed about 2.5 pounds each. Oh, and I love trout. Love trout. Indiana said he posted a short one today. Oh, cool. I haven't seen it yet. I'll watch it when we get done. Mrs. Jules says, I spent time looking up materials. I need to make a nice clothesline one day. I've got a great clothesline. I should put it up, huh?
The clothesline?
Oh, I have you a great one. I have a great one.
What I use now?
Yeah, I got it out of, I don't know if I bought it at the auction. I got it out of a pallet or something, but I have one that's already put together. The big T's.
It's a T.
They're up there in the, yeah.
Yes.
Yep, super cool. Billy from Perma Pasture. Let me see. Here we go. Billy from Perma Pastures used guardrail in his driveway to keep the rain from washing out his driveway.
I'm going to write that down. I'm going to go watch that. Billy? What is up with my
Big Kid says, come on, Tag. 2 is 1 and 1 is none. Especially when it comes to skid steers, dozers, and excavators. Yeah. I wish the price tag was 1 = 2. Anyway, so I'm super looking forward to the auction. I only get to do it a couple times during the course of the year. So I'm super, super excited. And I'm going to miss you tremendously, even though you're thankful I'm gone.
You won't even think twice about me while you're there.
I'll think about you the whole time.
Come on, no way.
Yep.
There are so many people for you to talk to.
Every single girl that walks by me, I'm going to say, I'm so glad my wife's prettier than she is. Everyone.
You're so funny.
Yeah. Anyway, what else happened this week? So I had another cool thing happen. So I got a phone call from one of my neighbors. Not really what I would consider community, but a local farmer. And so anyway, he called and he said, hey, there's a neighbor a couple miles down the road from me that's going to move. And he's got some I-beams. I don't know if you'd be interested in them. And I said, well, I don't know if I would be either, but I'll certainly come take a look. So anyway, I drove down there and had a whole stack of I-beams, which they're all 20 feet long. I'm going to buy some of them. That part's fine. But then I start talking to him and he's getting ready to move. And so he is going to move down by Wichita. They got 2 houses. One house is a 3-bedroom. with 7 acres. The other house is a 5-bedroom with 5 acres, and then there's 35 acres behind them, which they're going to sell. It's going to get listed at some point in time this week. But he had 2 shipping containers to sell. He had, I bought a whole bunch of firewood from him. He had some pallet racking. Wants to sell all the furniture out of his house. So anyway, I got to a pretty good line on that kind of stuff. So I got to do some pretty cool stuff there. Add 4 cords of firewood for $300 was a pretty good deal, I thought.
Yeah.
So we could add that, get going here.
We'll use it. So yeah. That's
okay,
good.
Where am I at here? Let me see here.
Why does my chair squeak so much?
Because you don't oil it.
Are you supposed to oil them?
You are.
Why don't you do that for me?
Because there's a rule that you have to oil your own chair.
That is not accurate.
That is a bona fide rule. Monica wants to know, how long have you been married? 31 years here. We always miss each other. How long have we been married since you want to get rid of me?
Married?
Yeah.
18
years.
Married.
Yeah. When did we get together? 17?
Yeah.
2017? No.
17 years ago.
17 years ago, yeah. Anyway.
But we didn't get married.
It feels like just yesterday.
Oh, well, it's been a long road.
At least for half of us. Oh my goodness, I'm falling behind.
You're funny.
Dana Green, good evening to you. Let me see. Big Kid says, all joking aside, I could use a second and third 35 plus horsepower tractor if you work land. You understand what I'm saying? I do, and everything breaks down. All the time. Let me see here. Hippocrates says, B, if you get text messages tomorrow from Tag saying I miss you, he's already got those scheduled to be sent ahead of time. Dude, what are you doing? There's this code thing and you just broke it.
No.
You broke it, Hippocrates. You broke the code.
No, he's just being honest.
Yep. Yeah, no, he broke the code. Hey, prep for the attorney Homestead. Good evening to you.
Honesty's the best policy.
Yep. So, all right, what do you got first on your list?
I've been busy doing a major chicken coop clean out. So scrubbing everything down with the, wire brush, not like soap and water, but scrubbing all the excess, from winter, cleaning everything out. And then I had seen some evidence of some kind of crawly somethings. So I went ahead and treated the whole coop with the Elector PSP.
So she got the neighbor. Let me tell you what really happened. Okay.
Yep.
So she got the neighbor kids to come over and catch the chickens.
Yep.
And then hold the chickens.
Basically.
Yep. So she could spray the chickens for mites, right? Some kind of mite.
I don't know what it is.
Whatever it is.
There was some evidence of different colored bugs. So I have in the past had an issue with that, and I do not want to have an issue with that. So at the first sign of any kind of something crawling on me, I'm like, whoa.
Yes, I'll tell you a funny story about
everything.
That. Yeah, this is really important. This is funny. By the way, Chris White, good evening. I'm glad you're listening, driving down the road. So she calls me over there, and she's been cleaning. So they got all the chickens. They got them all treated, let them all go, and then she cleaned the whole coop out, which was nice. Looked nice. Except there's a little brooder in there that lets the little ones kind of grow, and we've had the ducks in there. And how was that?
Yeah, the ducks. The ducks do not belong in the chicken coop.
No, so what they basically did is they created a concrete.
Like patty. It was awful. I was in there forever.
Yep.
Until you rescued me.
Yeah. So lesson that I learned in this is all duck coops should have no floor.
Or ground floor.
Well, I mean, you should don't put them on a hard.
Don't put dirt on, or don't put
make it to where
plywood.
Make it a dirt floor. That's the lesson that I learned. So she had this concrete floor in there, and she's in there with a putty knife about this long, and it was really flexible, so it bent really easy. And she's trying to chip away at it, and she's not getting.
I was trying to get underneath it.
Yeah, and it ain't gonna work, guys, because the thing is that when she puts pressure on it, the blade bends. So you're never going to get up underneath. You need something stiffer and something more firm. So anyway.
Yeah, I thought that it would bend. I thought that I could get it.
And how'd that work for
you? 45 minutes of not much activity.
Yeah. So I went to my shop and I got a snap-on pry bar about this long and a firm putty knife. And so I jumped in for her and I broke it all
like
up.
6 minutes and the whole thing was done.
Yeah. And so I basically cleaned her nasty duck coop out today. And you know how I'm repaid for it? And you guys should really feel sorry for me. She wants to get rid of me.
I don't want to get rid of you.
Just tomorrow.
No, it's just when you're here every single day going, what have you done today? I would like a list of what you have gotten done today, please.
Hey, Blockchain, good evening to you, bud. Choche, good evening to you. Okay, what did let me see here. LJC says, tag, we need shipping container if your neighbor's still available. We were just gifted a cargo trailer. So time to start moving stuff up. Yeah. Which I love. We can't wait to have you here. So you have her phone number, right? B, will you text her the contact information?
I don't have his number.
Yeah. And then
I'll write it down.
The 2 shipping containers that I found just recently, so they're both 20 footers. One is older, like when you've been to my house, like ours, they're just older. They're multiple trip shipping containers, but it's a 20 footer and they want $2,000 for it. And then they also have another 20 footer that's a 1 trip. So it's in pristine condition, looks really good. And they want $3,000 for that. So I can absolutely share with you that information if you're interested. Let me see here. Need to wear a mask when cleansing chicken house. There is a parasite that can settle in your eye. No joke. Gross.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep. Tag, get an actual floor scraper. They're useful to keep on hand. Well, I've got floor scrapers. The problem is we have one section of the chicken coop that's like a 2 foot by 8 foot box with a door on the other side and a very small pen. And what she uses it for is the babies when they're too young to go with the big chickens. Or she has a sick bird or, any of that kind of stuff will go in there. But when we had ducks, we had somebody give us some duck eggs. She decided to hatch them. And so we had nowhere else to put them until LJC told Bethany that I should build her a duck palace.
Yeah.
Which sent us down a whole nother route.
I think that it's going to work out. I think it's going to work out well.
Yeah. Mandy says, can you not pressure wash the concrete floor in the duck coop? If the duck coop had a concrete floor, I could.
So the concrete was, it wasn't concrete, it was plywood, but their mess had created a solid mass.
And it was like concrete.
Yeah.
Hot Bubble Off Plum says, a wide razor blade with long handle used to scrape floors. Yeah, I didn't have one of them. But
long handle.
But here's the thing, I got it up in minutes. It did not take me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I got in there and knocked it right out. And so
knocked it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Hippocrates says Duckingham Palace, correct? Yeah, so ridiculous. So I guess I'll just talk about that real quick.
The chicken coop?
The duck house.
The duck?
Yeah. So one of the challenges that we've run into is we have the capacity to hatch a lot of birds. So we could probably hatch 200 or we could incubate 200, not hatch.
96.
Times 2.
Yeah.
Right. So we could incubate about 200 eggs every 21 days. So we could grow lots and lots and lots of chickens. But the problem is I really can't house that many because they go from the incubator to the brooder, from the brooder to the pen. And so that whole rotation. So I needed some more small pens for chickens. And then we had ducks. The ducks were creating chaos inside. And so we were talking on was it live or Zoom, one of them, when we were talking. And LJC said to me that with B there, that we needed to build a duck condominium. And so that B says, now keep in mind, I had just finished building a goat barn. Sheep barn. I mean, I just finished.
But yeah.
That day I had just wheeled it out of my shop because I get to build buildings in my shop and then wheel them out, which is pretty cool, right? So I just got it wheeled out. So it sent me down this path. So I built her a I call it the duck duplex. So a 2-run. So it's got two coops basically, and with 2 long runs that come out the side of it. So anyway, because of the encouragement of LJC, you talk about being productive, right?
Yep.
Was I productive?
Yes, you were productive.
B's got 2 more coops
Yes.
out there. So
you basically used, well, I guess outside of the wood, you used scrap.
Yeah.
The metal was all scrap, right?
Yeah.
Pieces.
Well, and actually most of the coop was. I bought a few 2x4s and stuff like that, but a lot of it I had. And I'm like, when I actually started building it, I'm like, okay, what do I got? And I had 4 ground contact 4x4s. And so I figured out the size based upon what I had.
Yep. And how big was it?
So yeah, so the little apartments, right, in the duplex are just 4 foot by 4 foot. There's 2 of them. They're just for little birds to run out, and then the runs are 8 by 4. So they're pretty small, but this allows her to rotate all of those birds around.
Yes.
Which hopefully will be a good idea. Big Kid said, just keep in mind, modifying and making custom tools to fit the needs is freesteading. Could not agree more. Mm-hmm. Yep. Let me see here. Yeah, Pockety says that he can't take credit. It was someone else on the Zoom. No, but you can take credit for breaking the code, Hippocrates. Let me see here. How would we move the 20-footer? Would we have to hire someone, or could it be moved on a trailer? Yeah, we can move it on the trailer. And I have a trailer that'll move it fine. The challenge is getting it on the trailer, right? Because it's not like it's on wheels.
How did that guy move them?
Well,
he just dropped. Oh, his trailer.
He has a trailer for that. Yeah. There's a guy not far from us, LJC, who has a shipping container company, and he has the trailer to move it. I have no idea what he would charge, but have you shared the numbers?
He might be able to. Yeah.
Okay, because he might be able to go get, if you want both of them in one trip, and it might cost, a few $100s or whatever it was, but wouldn't be a bad deal. So, let me see here. What do we got here? Okay, so Tambra says you got to get people to come get their chicks on day 2 after they're hatched. We don't really have anybody coming to get chicks. I mean, we keep all of ours, or we give some away. If one of the homesteads needs some, we'll give them away, but we don't sell anything off the farm. Yeah, Big Kid says generally they need to be moved due to the weight, and bolt car trailers aren't. Yeah, I've got a trailer that'll haul it. I've got a steel flatbed that's 24 feet long and weighs 4,400 pounds, but I don't know how I would get it up on there. 20-footer will fit on a rollback. Yeah. Let me see. 4 to 6 inch PVC pipe pieces will let them roll anywhere they need. Yeah, man, I don't know how you get that to roll up the back of a trailer though with a ramp. You got to remember that sitting up 3 feet up off the ground. That would be sketchy as can be.
Going up.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so that's what's going on in that front. So LJC, thank you. We ended up with the duck duplex, and B is very happy.
I am so happy.
Did you move them right? Did you put them in there?
The ducks? Hmm? Yeah, I put them in the run area.
Okay. And then,
the other, it's open, so they can go in the house.
And then did you put the babies in the?
I did.
You did. Were they happy?
Yes.
Yep. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
So we've got a brooder in the house, in a mudroom, and it's 2 feet by 8 feet long, and it's just a big box that lifts up. So when the babies are really, really little, they're not outside.
Yeah, like day 2.
Yeah, like day 2. But there was 40 birds in this thing, and they were just getting too big. They had to go outside.
Yeah, they were a month old.
Yeah. Yep. Let me see here. I'm thinking of just moving the shipping containers to a neighbor's place. Tags. Yeah, that's fine. I have all kinds of stuff here that don't belong to me. I wouldn't even notice the difference. Right? I've got tractors here and chicken tractors here and trailers here. And I'm looking around a bulldozer that don't belong to me, a grader that don't belong to me.
A camper.
A camper that don't belong to me. Yeah, but that's all good, man. Hey, Bonnie, how are you? Good evening. Let me see here. Tag, you just made my night by calling them little apartments.
They are little apartments. He did a good job.
Yeah. You know what, LJC, I give you a hard time about it, but the truth is it was much needed, and the motivation was helpful, and we blasted through it. It took me about 2 days, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's from thinking about it in my head to rolling it out
material.
Here. And so I built it all in my shop, assembled it, then I disassembled the run, loaded it on a trailer, hauled it out to where I was going to get it, and then I brought the skid loader in my shop, picked up the coop, and drove it right to where I wanted it and set it right back down. So
yeah, he made the run in 3. The 3 walls come off, and then the back wall, I guess. So 4 walls and then the top. And
they all disassemble, so you can move them anywhere you want to go.
Yep, with just a few screws.
Yeah, so that was really cool. Okay, what I was going to get to is, So Sunday night, you guys have said to me several times about we need to get something going on Sunday night. So I've scheduled a live at 7 p.m. on Sunday with American Roots. And the reason I did this is because they have an amazing story, in my opinion, of starting in a place where you're really tied to the system and the fight that it takes you to get out of it and just the journey along the way. So we're going to do American Roots 2. And update. I titled it Which Beast?
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And so we're going to do that Sunday night at 7 o'clock. And then Wednesday at 7 o'clock, I have Mind for Survival and Survivalist Prepper on a live. And then I'm really excited about this one. Thursday, I have Jim Gale from the Food Forest Abundance on the live. So we're going to do all of those like boom, 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 right in a row. Tamber says, I have about 75 chickens, including the chicks. That's about what you got.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Pretty close?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chauchi says, congrats, American Roots. So what they're talking about is American Roots found their land. And that's a whole, I don't want to get into it because we're going to tell the whole story on Sunday, but it was very interesting how it happened. And anyway, I'm super excited about that. Gypsy says, Louise is pushing me. She starts work in Topeka on July the 24th. I know, more great news, right?
That's fantastic.
That is just absolutely fantastic. So the Gypsy clan, which I call, they are area 10. Yeah. I have to number them all. They're area 10. But anyway, so the wife of the Gypsy clan got a job, a good job, working here in Kansas. And so they'll be moving a little bit prematurely, I think. And so we're super excited about that too. And, the community just continues to grow and continues to grow and continues to grow. And my goal was to add 10 new ones this year.
It is so exciting to see the people, and we've come into contact with such wonderful people. It kind of makes me kind of cringe because I'm like, if we have come into so many good people, we're due for a turd.
Yeah. So why don't you talk about that?
That's going to be my closing. My closing is going to be, don't be a turd.
Don't be a turd.
Because, it's real easy to point your fingers or to hold a grudge or to
want your husband to leave for the day and be excited about it.
No, come on. It's we've just seen so many people who have had issues in the past through the years that we've come into contact now with such a great group of people that I want it to stay that way. So let's all just be not turds.
Yeah. Big Kid says, if I didn't already have 15 years of work in this place, I would head y'all's way just for the company. Yeah. And we'd welcome it too. Yeah. I think what B is saying is that as the community's grown, especially these last couple of years, all of the homesteads that have come in have really been solid people. And it's not like a best friend kind of thing, because that's not really how it works.
Yeah, no.
Because everybody has different personalities, everybody does their own thing, but we all work together for the common good. But all of them are good people.
Right.
And it's just, we've just been really, 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 really lucky. And maybe not luck. Maybe that's not the right one. Because blessed is definitely the right word. Yeah. Yeah. There's so many congratulations going on to Gypsy and to American Roots, which is, super cool.
They both, I can't wait to see how it goes. Sending me with strawberry plants.
Yeah, she'd like that.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, sounds like a new t-shirt, B. Don't be a turd.
Don't be a turd. Well, it's easy to go,
Yeah, we could do, they're trying to divide us. Don't be a turd.
Oh, yeah.
We could do that. Yep, more congrats. Look at that. Yep. Pocket says, new shirt. Don't be a turd. Yep. Yep. Can't wait till y'all get here. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, and all three of those are people who have secured everything. That's just now. It's just, this is why I named the American Roots video "Which Beast."
Yeah.
Because it's for anybody who's trying to homestead, what you have to understand is every step you make, you're just trading for another beast. It's just the way it is, and you can, we talk about starving the beast, right? We talk about breaking out of the system, and you can break out. You can do it. I'm telling you, I lived it, right? You can absolutely do it, but you're just trading one beast for the other. And you just have to understand that, Yes, I broke out of the system. You guys, I have no electric bill. You know how cool it is not to have an electric bill? It is the most amazing thing right up until the time it don't work. Right? I mean, so it's just trading one beast,
and
for the other.
When, before we got all the batteries, we were really just with lights, right? So that's a whole nother part too. You do what you can with what you have along the way, and then you improve on systems and equipment as you can. You never did message. Oh, I didn't. I do have it on my, it's right there, to do.
You were on the same page as you were back then. When was that live?
Yes, last Friday. The second.
My last Friday's live was like 7 pages ago. Anyway.
Yeah, in my notebook, I have dividing. There's the lives, and then the garden, and then to do, and then see that didn't get moved to the to dos. See, there's paper in between sections. I don't just fold through the whole.
Yep. Chirp, 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 chirp.
Like you do.
Yep. Rain Country says some silly people assume that escaping the rat race means you do not have to work, which of course makes me laugh. Oh yeah, if you don't want to work hard, don't try to escape it. Right?
Yes.
Right?
I remember when I thought it was going to be a simpler time.
Yeah. I was on my knees today.
On his knees.
Inside a brooder.
With poo.
In the duck shit. Today. And you were smiling. I totally seen you. Don't even lie. She was doing everything she could to get me conned into doing it.
I was so grateful.
I watched you when I was coming. I went to go get the tools, and I was walking down the road, and she's just smiling. Yeah.
I almost started skipping.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Thank you.
Yes.
For all you do.
It's good. Well, and here's the good thing too. So by getting the duck apartments finished and out there, I got my shop back. Which to me is the biggest thing of all, because I've had it occupied for in the last 2 weeks. I've built 2 buildings in my shop, and I've got them both out now. She has both of them now. And so now I get to go clean up, because if you can imagine the lumber mess you make on 2 buildings.
Well, some people probably clean as they go, right? Like they cut in one area and that's where all the scrap is. The metal's probably, they don't probably pile it like you do.
Well, but I have a compound miter saw in one station and a table saw in one station and my metal in one station. And so I create this horseshoe around me, right? And so the building's going up in the middle. And so all my tools are out. When I cut a piece of scrap, I throw it under the table and it just builds and builds and builds. Well, now I've done 2 buildings. So
there's a pile of scrap
underneath all 3 tables that now I got to go through. And anything that's longer than about this big, I will make into kindling. If I'm not going to save it to build with, I will cut it into kindling for the winter. And so B will have, I've already got her 1 55-gallon drum full. I'll work on another 55-gallon drum here pretty quick, and I'll just kindling it all up so that when we get into winter, she's got plenty of stuff to start. Let me see here. Yeah, Leather Homestead says it's more work, better kind. It is. And the crazy thing is when we talk about trading one beast for the other, I traded the beast of the system for the beast of myself. Right now I'm a beast. My beast is my homestead. Yeah. And you go in this incredible circle of, okay, I want to get out of the system. So the first thing most people will tell you to do is get out of debt, because you're a slave to the beast of the credit, right? Yes. But when you get rid of that beast of the credit, what comes behind it? There's another beast. Right. And there's another beast. And Jess and Joe and I and B are going to talk a lot about this coming up here.
Tag B needs to make you a special dessert now.
It's been weeks. Weeks.
Yes.
You agree?
It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big Kid says homesteading and freesteading is no place for a specialist. It takes a generalist, one who can adapt.
Right. Yeah. I build things.
Yep. Pockety says tag has a system. It's a system. Yeah, it's just my system. I like creating a horseshoe, and then I can, no matter what I need to, plywood comes next. This comes next. I have a station for it. But the problem is by doing it this way, like I said, I just built 2 buildings. So I have, you won't believe the pile of scrap.
Yeah, there's a pile of scrap that I was asking Tag if he could make biochar with some of those scraps.
Yeah, and
because somebody was talking to me about using it in the chicken coop and the ducks and the sheep and the.
Yeah, and what did I say when you asked about that?
You said you are welcome to do whatever you want with them.
That's right.
But I was thinking though that if I was going to make biochar, I'd need something to make it in.
Catherine says, yes, tag work should create a benefit. Cleaning duck poo and moving them, and you have your shop.
Mm-hmm.
That's so right, but I just don't want to agree with that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is a great one. Skane's Girl says, I'd rather have the vacation beast. Amen.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, because I mean, I do get to pick and choose what I do when I do it.
Yeah. Oh, you do?
I mean, I am dictated by weather. I'm dictated by season. It's so weird because it's June, but it feels like, I don't know, May.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like early May to me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because I just started planting stuff.
Half Bubble Off Plumps has got our electric down to roughly 110 a month. Probably won't ever be 100% free, but we just keep chipping away. This is a great comment, Half Bubble Off Plum, because the fact is I don't think you can get 100%. I don't think I can. I think we can get close. I think we can get into the 90s, but I don't think 100% is possible. I actually want to talk about that tonight because there's some rumblings about the grid issues that I found pretty significant this week. So we'll talk about that. Good.
Do you think that $110 is a lot?
No.
When I lived in my house in Lincoln, by myself in a house, my bill was not $100.
Babe, that was 17 years ago.
Holy crap. It was
18 years ago now. So what an electric bill was 18 years ago? Right?
So $110 that's a good.
Yeah. What
was
a pound of hamburger 18 years ago?
I don't remember.
All right. So duck and chicken poo are easy to carry and lightweight, particularly on the bottom of your shoe. I love this one. LJC says, "Oh, B, you're so cute. Boys don't clean as they go."
None of them?
I think it's a waste of time to clean as you go.
Not really like clean, not like sweep, but like when you put all of your scrap into one area, I would cut something and instead of throwing it over there, putting it into one.
Yeah, you want me to stop
all
building.
The wood over here, all the metal over there.
Not how it works.
Instead of taking a shovel and scooping it all up and putting it in a trash bag. Because then you're throwing away metal, you're throwing away wood chunks, you're throwing away sawdust, you're throwing away screws. So
she clearly doesn't know how it actually works. You need to build more. Because the fact of the matter, what I do is I save all that scrap. And when I'm building, I'm always looking to cut a piece of scrap first. So I'm going through my scrap constantly. So what starts at the beginning of a project, and I have 4-foot scrap pieces or 3-foot scrap pieces. By the time I'm done, I have 1-foot scrap pieces. Because I've cut them when we get into doorways and windows and
so you're saying you want it left.
I do because I'm picking through it. Yep, I'm picking through it the whole time, trying to use my scrap up. And so then what you get down to is a mess with little scraps of everything. And then I just got to go, kind of go through them. Tag, you need to make her a barrel cooker for her biochar. Also, do you ever get charcoal out of the wood stoves? I know we get a lot of those in between times, hot days, cold nights. Both of our main stoves we use have reburners on them. And so there really isn't a lot of charcoal. Most of the time, what you get in the end is this super fine ash, right?
Powder.
I mean, there's just not a lot, there. Half Bubble Off Plum says it's a 2,700 square foot house. Yep. Richard says the best part of homesteading is you're working for yourself. Yep. Amen. I kind of look at it a lot too, like I'm working for my kids, because as I get older and older, we're going to create a redoubt here. And even maybe long after we're gone, the kids and their spouses and their kids, and maybe even their kids, some point in time will have this, hopefully this redoubt that stays in the family forever. Let me see here. I can fix you up with a charcoal maker. When will you be in Tennessee? So I'll be in Tennessee in October. Right. And then I'll be in Kentucky. When am I going to Kentucky? September? I think
don't know.
I think that's right. Yep. Raven's Nest, you are a perfect time. Yep. Okay. So I got my shop back. I was very happy about that.
Well, kinda. I promised I'd come help you clean it.
Yeah, and you didn't.
Well,
I was cleaning duck shit. See how this works?
It was kind of.
You see, guys?
It was kind of a necessity to get that taken care of, so I could finish cleaning the coop and then get the babies in there, so that I could not carry them back and forth. I was carrying them back and forth in a tote from the mud room to Indiana Mike's chicken tractor daily, twice.
It was good for you.
Yeah, I just kicked that. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. Let me see.
No, it wasn't good for me. It wasn't good for me. That was just excess busy work.
Yeah. Yep. Catherine said it really good here. Yes, tag generational legacy. You are working for it. I am. And I think that this is a big deal. And
I just hope they want it.
Yeah, I hope they want it too.
Somebody.
Yep. Leather Homestead says you can put a little metal box in your wood stove and make a small batch every day. So this I could do real easy. So is it just simply a matter of putting a metal box inside the wood where all the wood goes, stack wood around it, and off we go? I've never made it, so I don't know.
I was hoping he would make it in like vats.
Vats? What does vats mean?
Like big, like 55-gallon, like Porterhouse and Teal had like some, I don't know what it was made out of, but it was like it was pretty tall. And it was like shooting fire out of it. I mean, in order to do that, you have to have it pretty secure and safe. And I don't know. That's where I leave it to you.
Nope. Nope. No.
I think that it would be a good for the community if we had a biochar maker.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Vicky Poland, good evening to you. Says, I have a theory. Men are serial thinkers and women are parallel thinkers. Men do one thing and then the next. Women juggle multiple things at one time. Neither is good or bad, just the way we are wired. Do you agree with that?
We are different.
No, I don't think she's referring to you being odd, because you are that.
No, just men and women. We've talked about this before. Men and women. Come on. I am the normal one between the two of us. I've told you this.
Wait, what is this? Tag, do you think there will be repercussions because mashed potato had trumpet charge? I have no idea.
Oh, there was an indictment today, right?
Yesterday.
Oh, okay.
You talking about the Trump indictment?
Didn't that just come through the WWW?
No. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that something happened.
Yeah, Trump was indicted, but it ain't going anywhere, I don't think. But I mean, I could certainly be wrong.
So you say no?
Well, I mean, the thing is that they're setting a precedence, and I think all they're trying to do is keep him in enough trouble so that when the election comes around, he can't run. Right, and they'll drag it out, and I don't know, maybe, but yep, MJ agrees.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. Let me see here. It just needs to be in an almost sealed container that won't burn and cook off the moisture and gases. Okay. Yeah, I'll make something someday, but it is not on my top priority list. You got my last whole bunch of priorities, and I stopped everything. I just thought
because you had the scrap, because you're going to take that scrap and you're going to take it up in the field and burn it, right?
You can put it in a 55-gallon drum.
I already have 55 gallons.
How many 55-gallon drums do you have already full of scrap wood?
They're not really full, I don't think. I think that
okay, how many? Answer the question.
I don't know. 20?
Okay, so she's got.
So if we started making biochar out of it, is what I'm saying, though.
I know, but what I'm saying
What
is
else
you've got
can you
20
use?
55-gallon drums full of scrap material right now, and you're concerned about what I'm doing with the scrap material in my shop.
Because that's already put away, and this you're going to go and throw away, right?
Oh my gosh, you guys help me. Help
It's
me.
just wasteful.
Help me.
Especially if you can reuse it for
Help me.
something.
You want to hear something interesting? So I don't know if you know this or not, but you know the arm stock for an AR-15 that makes an AR pistol and an AR pistol?
Mm-hmm.
So they outlawed them, right? And you had to register them, and you were supposed to register them by May the 31st.
Of 23?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
And if you didn't do it, the penalty is 10 years in prison and a $10,000 fine.
oh, shit.
Right?
Oh, crow poo.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad I don't own any guns.
None
But
of those.
anyway, 0.6% have complied, which what that means is the government has successfully, if prosecuted, potentially just created 29 million felons based on what's out there.
By changing a rule.
By changing the rule. Now, these are people who have committed no crime.
It was lawful. It was legal
Prior.
7 years ago.
It was legal on May the 30th.
Oh, right.
Right? And on May the 31st, it wasn't. And so they've created 29 million felons. But what I think is so amazing about this is not that. I think what's so amazing is what a message that sends. That 29 million people said F off.
No.
Said no.
They said no.
They said no. 29 million people said no. If that don't make you excited,
Where'd you get those numbers from?
Just when I was researching for the live, like I always do, and I read through everything, and I have a whole bunch of sources that I use. This one was on, I want to say the Wall Street Journal. I don't remember exactly. I think it was the Wall Street Journal, but
because some people, you buy something, I don't know if that's a registered part, but you buy something and you don't have it anymore. So
yes, but
not all 29. What was it?
29 million is what they estimate.
Not all of them are
built.
Are still have them.
But somebody has them.
Right, but if I bought it from Joe,
it's still just one.
So what you're saying is that because Joe doesn't have it, but somebody has it. Somebody was supposed to have told them that they had it.
Correct. You're following me. But I think it's neat that 29 million people said no.
Or they got lost.
Yeah. Big Kid says it takes a 20 to 30 gallon inside a 55 gallon. You cook the stuff out of the inner barrel with the fire only in the large barrel. Okay. I can do that easy. Yeah. Let me see here. What do we got here? Rain Country said we are all outlaws. Yes, we are. I think it's wonderful that people said no. And I wouldn't care whether it was about guns or anything else, but they came out and said, I am your leader, and you have to do what I'm told. And 0.6%, less than 1% of the people that it affected complied, and 29 million people, or 99.4% of the people who this affected said no.
Right. That is a big.
That's a big deal. Like, that's a big deal. Yeah,
I'm just getting ready to say something.
Yeah.
I think I stopped myself.
I got a 1,000-gallon blue water barrel today. Tag. Oh, cool. Would it hold up to being buried for an extra root cellar? It depends on what kind of barrel it is. Probably not would be my guess if it's a water barrel. So water tanks that are meant to be buried have big ridges on them typically. And I know because I've got some, and I needed one for my well, for example. But I would say probably not. But it depends on what kind of barrel it is.
Depends on what it looks like.
Yeah, rules don't equal laws. I couldn't agree more. But guys, like I said, 99.4% said no. And we should be celebrating that they said no. A couple more months of the southern border flow will offset that number. Yeah. They cannot say how many people simply took the brace off and threw it away or tucked it away. No, they can't say anything, but what they can say is of their estimates that only 0.6% complied with their rules. Now, I know part of the rules that law said, or destroy it, which they'll never know, but I'll let you guys come to the conclusion how many people would destroy their gun parts. Yeah. What do we got here? LJC says it's a shame you lost all your guns in a boating accident. Yeah, mine was actually an airplane accident. We were going to parachute over Kodiak Island, Alaska, and hunt grizzly bear, and it just all went down. It was a bad deal. I bet more were made from kits than bought over the years. Yeah, that also is probably true. Yeah. Oh, I love this. MJ, you go. It's about time. Hear us roar. No. Yeah. No is a complete sentence. That's going on a t-shirt too, huh?
Yep.
That needs to go on a t-shirt for sure.
No.
No is a
Just
complete.
no.
No is a complete sentence.
All on the front in big fat letters.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, but we got to tie that some way into the powers that be. You know. So what should the front say? And the back should say no is a complete sentence. Right? This has big ridges. Yeah, that is probably variable. Send me a picture. I can tell you by looking at it.
Yeah.
So let me see. Houston, Texas is having their third gun buyback tomorrow. First two didn't go well. Are people freaking crazy? Yeah. I love the debate that the Second Amendment is outdated. I love this debate. Have you heard that? Oh, yeah. A lot of people say, the Second Amendment don't apply anymore. It was written back for a time,
when people hunted.
Well, a different time. Even if it wasn't for hunting, different time. There was, civil wars, and there was all kinds of things. It was more violent, and it was, all of these things. But every time someone says that to me, what I always say to them is, like the First Amendment. Right? So if the Second Amendment is antiquated and outdated, so the First Amendment must be antiquated and outdated either.
Wouldn't they all
freedom
be?
of speech?
Wouldn't they all be?
Well, I mean, you can make that argument.
You can't say one and not the other.
Not all, but that's exactly my point. So you're saying that the Fourth Amendment, that they should have the right to illegal search and seizure? I mean, the argument is just full of holes and drives me crazy. Anyway, Starla, you have a 1,000-gallon underground balloon. It's not, if not designed for it, it will either collapse, or if not weighted down, it could float up and out of the ground. Yeah, if they're not full, they can. For sure. But I think if you buried it just part way, maybe not. That's probably a bad idea. Hippocrates is right. Yeah, I doubt it would hold up. Let me see here. Two kinds of no and hell no. Yep. It was written back in a time when people needed to protect themselves from tyranny. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me see here if I can. I starred it. I don't know how I can get it pinned, but if I could pin it, Rain, I would. Yep. Yep, crazy. Okay, but anyway, I thought that was an interesting topic. You want to hear another interesting topic?
Yeah.
So since Target started all their BS, how like Budweiser and Target, all this, okay? So far their profits are down $15 billion for the year.
Ooh.
That came out today. I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, I've done like 5. You ready for one?
Well, we kind of talked about all of that.
So you got one for today.
I had one.
One.
And it was all combined.
Really?
No. So I have a duck still in the incubator.
Any one of them alive?
Wow. Nothing hatched. We're on day 29.
Yeah, they're not going to hatch. She got 2 out of 12. We haven't done good with the ducks, have we?
No.
We got 4 out of 12 last time and 2 out of 12 this time.
Did they sit in your car?
No. You got them the day I got them.
I know, but when he gave them to you, did you leave them in the car?
Yes. I put them in the car,
and it was
drove home and gave them to you.
Oh, he gave them to you at closing time?
Yeah. Yep. So mine sat in his car. Makes me think of an old cartoon of the hawk coming down on the mouse, which is flipping the hawk off. Ultimate defiance. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. No, hell no. No is a rather universal word, understood in most countries. Yep. And it is 100% a complete sentence. And I can't tell you how excited I am that 29 million people said no, or more importantly, 99.4% of the people it affected said no. We need a lot more of that. A lot more. Okay. So you want to talk about another topic?
Yes.
Okay. So did you know that in 2019, and this is common knowledge, and most people in here in this chat will know this, but in 2019, the World Economic Forum, was doing drills based upon a coronavirus, right? A big flu, a big pandemic. And at the time they said that us having a big pandemic is just inevitable, that it's going to happen. Yeah. And then in 2020, here came the coronavirus.
Right.
Remember all that?
Yeah.
Okay. So just recently, 2023, the World Economic Forum they're now running drills for a digital pandemic. And yeah, this is very interesting to me. And so back when they did it for the coronavirus, they said that a coronavirus pandemic is going to happen, right? That it's imminent.
Okay.
And then it happened.
Right.
So now they're doing drills for a digital pandemic.
What is that?
Cyber attacks,
Okay,
the grid going down, those kind of things. And then they came out this week and said it's imminent. So I find it interesting that the World Economic Forum in 2019 said that the coronavirus was imminent and then it happened. And then now they're saying that a digital pandemic is imminent.
Right.
I think that's interesting.
You don't you agree? I mean,
well, I think
imminent.
Well, kind of. I mean, I think you have to go deeper into it than that. Do I think that it's imminent that our enemies will shut our grid down? I do not.
Try to?
I do not.
You do not think that they will try to shut?
No, I didn't say I didn't think they wouldn't try. What I said is I do not think it's imminent.
Okay.
Okay, I think a lot can happen between now and then, and 6 years from now, we could be still dealing with the same problems.
Right.
But do I think what a great way to gain control over a population than to shut the grid down?
Right.
So I think you got to put it kind of into context.
If you won't comply, you don't get electricity.
See, I think a lot of the distractions that we have today, the Ukraine, which to me is just nothing more about hurting Russia and then laundering money. But a lot of these things that we've got going on today are distraction tactics, and I think really the biggest threat we have today is tyranny. And so, yes, I think that, anyway, Big Kid says the Second Amendment was written for just what it looks like could be needed if things keep going the way they have been. God, I hope not. Gavin Newsom wants to create another amendment to cancel our Second Amendment. Yep. And if that is successful, there is no more hope.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you something, guys. The only thing that not that they're honest, but the only thing that keeps them even anywhere near that is the threat of reprisal. That's it. T-shirt front, no, in multiple languages, back, a complete sentence in any language. I like that. Oh my goodness, I'm falling way behind. Okay. Shirt front, what part of no that you didn't understand? The N or the O? I like that one too. Dana Green says event 201. Yeah, heard about it. Let me see here. Hey, Philippine Nomad, how are you? Let me see here. If all of those people failed to register their pistol braces are now felons, then they aren't allowed to own firearms anymore. Also true. Also true.
Oh, dang.
Yep, also true. Yep.
In one swoop.
Correct. Yep.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
So then if they're felons, then there could be warrants then.
Well, they would have to figure out who owned it, but I don't think that's why they do it. I think why they do it is because then in the case of them finding one, they can make them a felon. They can take their rights away. They can do those things. Just another way in, or, they stop at a gun range and somebody has one, or pulled over in a car, just gives them another right, another thing. I don't think they're going to go, at least today, door to door
go
looking for them. No.
Go to that
they
list.
Can't. There's no list. I mean, they could subpoena credit card records and they could say, okay, who bought them with the credit cards, and they could track some of them down like that. But it'd be pretty hard to find them all, which is another reason why, as long as it lasts, you guys should be buying those kinds of things, bullets, whatever, anything that you seeds, actually, maybe even too, when it becomes illegal to grow your own food, should be buying all that stuff in cash for as long as we possibly can, because again, then there's no trace. And they can't come through those doors, right? Because the credit card companies are complying. They're giving up the lists, right? Let me see here. We need to make an amendment to cancel gruesome Newsom and the other. Yeah, no doubt, huh? Yep. Freedom on the front and no is a complete sentence on the back. I actually like that too. Our own Big G will probably shut down the grid and blame it on someone else. See, this is kind of what I'm leaning more towards. Right? Because I really think the biggest threat we have is, unfortunately, 1984. Right? I mean, I think it's totalitarianism, and if they can control our thoughts, right? And then if you got to look through the, the ESG systems and the digital dollars. And I think that is the most credible threat personally to me is what I believe today. And then everything else is kind of a distraction around aliens.
Yeah, there's a lot of alien
there
talk
is.
right
It's
now.
mainstream, right? It's distracting, right? Trump being indicted.
Yes.
Right. It's distracting.
Yes.
All of these things and elections and Russia and the Ukraine and China and Taiwan. And now, Iran, it was reported today that Iran has their first hypersonic ballistic missile. Right. Another threat. And I think what we do is we spend all of our time finding someone that's the bad guy, being mad at somebody, creating divide,
looking for it,
paying attention to what they're feeding us the whole time when what's really going on behind the scenes is much more sinister, in my opinion. Cool. But you're not a felon until convicted. Yeah, but if convicted, you'd be a convicted felon. I did not hear about the new proposal, and it was talked about a little bit up earlier in there, Florida Mom Bear, but I did not know until someone had said that. Yep, Indiana Mike, only if they get caught with the brace still on the pistol or with the brace piece still in their possession. Amy B said, just came from a wedding. Just came from weeding the garden. Hi, everyone. Yep, peace through superior firepower. Yep, you can't have peace without the credible threat of violence. I 100% agree with that. Don't buy freedom seeds and such with cash, then online purchase brand model specific holsters. Oh my God. Yep, I think we need to be done using digital forms of payment for anything in that world. Yeah. Anything in that world. And I would actually, there's some other things that I would add to it too. If you can get away with it, solar panels, inverters, anything that would let you be more free.
Yeah.
Anything that they
remove one stroke.
Yep. Yep. See, Indiana says agreed, have to be convicted, but it's just one more stroke over anyone who is out of compliance.
Right.
He is so right. Our own government is the biggest threat to the American people. I 100% agree. Yep. But don't pay attention to the missing $2 trillion and $4 trillion that they come up with. Don't pay attention to that they just clean that money through the Ukraine and put it in their own pockets. Don't pay attention to all of these other things that are going on. Instead, do what Hippocrates does. Pay attention to the UFOs. That was payback for breaking the code. Oh, my goodness. I think, guys, the threat of losing the grid is a real credible threat. And I think we really should be doing what we can do, even if it's just on a very super small scale, to get enough ability to run a pump, enough ability to charge a battery, even just power tool, a fridge, and even just something super, super small.
Even if it's just the fridge until you get the food taken, or the freezer until you get the food taken care of.
Yep.
To buy you a few hours.
Yep. Drums and Live says people will never come together and fight against the tyranny in the government, period. And I mostly agree with the statement. I think that the vast majority will never come together. I think that's 100% true. And they'll make it too easy on them. And, as long as the benefits keep coming and as long as the handouts and as long as these things, you can keep a population pretty.
Yeah. It's so easy to just, slide your wrist across to pay for things and to.
Yep. If they get caught with the brace still on the pistol or with the brace piece still in their possession, and there better not be any list of who owns what, we all know that. Not be a list of who owns what, we all know that. I don't understand. Did I miss? Mandy Garrett says, too many agendas going on. It makes my head hurt, so I just tune it out and keep preparing the best we can. Yep, I think that's smart. And I think you got to pay attention a little bit, because just like the whole pistol brace thing, I'm glad to know that it's illegal, because I was considering buying one, but that's out the window. Right?
Well, and two, if you didn't know that if you don't pay attention to any of that, what's going on, and you have one of those, or you didn't know you had one, or your brother gave you one, or your whatever, and then it was a part that you threw in there.
Yep.
Is it right? Somebody could overlook something like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then all of a sudden there's a big issue, a big deal.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yep. Starla says, my belief right now is that we have to keep prepping. Keep preparing. We need to keep our eyes open and be alert. Anything can happen at this point. I personally believe that we are going to see the collapse at any time. Yeah, they can band-aid a lot though. And I actually think the collapse will probably happen and most people won't even notice it. As they come out with some boogeyman. And I've said this in many of my videos and talked about how, hey guys, the banks, the corporate America, they're evil. We're going to fix it. And the solution is the digital dollar, right? They'll make the bad guy.
Yep. Well, it's super easy.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah. Well, and all they got to do, as Rain Country says, is keep us watching those spry balloons. Right? Totally true. Add the spry balloons to the Ukraine, to the aliens, to the, everyone's leaving the dollar, right? All of the things that are going on.
Yep.
Ooh. I missed one. I'll go back to it. Also, don't pay attention that the Ukraine sold a $30 million missile launcher to the Mexican cartel. That's what I'm talking about. We're not getting any part of the truth. It's such a scam. Oh, Lord, I just realized zip tying a buffer tube to my arm could be a felonious brace. Yeah, actually, I think that'd be funny to zip tie it and see what someone said. Yeah. I'm personally more worried about stocking food right now and stacking herbs and medicinal items right now. I am hanging purple flowered thistle to dry the root. Wow, I feel like I walked in and kicked a hornet's nest tonight. I don't watch the news. I've been listening to Spearco and Sauce today.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, did I see Kelly? What did Kelly say? I'm trying to go back here. I must have missed it.
It must be easier to get around on there.
In where?
In this chat.
Yes, it is easier.
You're not getting lost. It's not as hard.
Yep. Sooner than not, prep up. I think we should stay super focused right now. And, the single best thing you can do is build community.
Yeah.
And after that, it's try to take care of as many of those avenues of approach that they can come in at you at, whether that's your electric bill, your water bill, your mortgage, your car payments, medical insurance, food, whatever it is. Just try to limit. You're never going to get rid of all of them, but if we can limit them, I think we'll be in good shape. Leather Homestead wants to know, Starla, is that the big tall thistle? Yes.
Yes.
Purple top. I got a double carbon sequestrian credits today by listening to Spearco while making biochar. Yeah. Yeah.
She was making biochar. That's.
Are you really making the argument that I can lower my ESG or raise my ESG score by making biochar?
She does it. And there's a lot of good uses for it.
Okay. Raven that says with the digital dollar, they won't let us spend gold or silver. We will have to use the digital dollar. So only so everything can be traced and controlled. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, this is said it exactly 100% perfect, and it's 100% true. And so, just like we talk about seeds, what a great way to let them know you're growing your own food. We should be building those seed banks now. You should get in a place where you never have to get seeds again. Yeah. Right. And just as many of that kind of stuff, as we can, because you're never going to get 100% of it. There's going to come a time where you need a starter for your tractor.
Yes.
There's going to come a time, right, where something you just didn't have.
That you don't have, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Let me see here. In your opinion, will the grid go down from an EMP, CMA, or hacking sabotage? I learn more towards the second, or simple overload from the government oversight of EVs. Yeah, this is an interesting one. So each one of these have their advantage. So I'm going to take the CME out of this because the CME is a natural event, and who knows, right? It's like the Yellowstone supervolcano. I mean, no one has any control over it. And so do I think it'd be easier for them to take us down via an EMP or hacking and sabotage? I think it'd be easier for the enemy. Let me rephrase that. I said that wrong. I think it would be easier for the enemies of America to take the grid down via hacking and sabotage than it would be an EMP. But I think that if you want the circus and the distraction, an EMP is a much better option. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How grand do you want the experience to be?
Don't waste it.
How grand do you want the experience to be? And I think this is a super, super, super important topic and an important point. An EMP would it would be catastrophic to our country. Absolutely catastrophic.
The entire country.
Yes. That's the other thing. It'd be you could knock the grid down with an email, with a hack, but it's be much harder to burn the whole thing up.
Yeah.
You could burn a transformer. For example, they could just turn up the voltage in a transformer and burn it up. But to do it to all of them, again, yeah, crazy. Let me see here. Property tax is where they will get those of us that have prepared well. And this is a good point too. And, you could also say that $12 a gallon fuel is where they will get us. And, but this is exactly why I talk about shorten the number of fronts they can come at you with. Because if I have no mortgage, no car payment, no electric bill, no water bill, no sewer bill, if they tripled my property tax, I'm not going to like it. Right. But I can withstand it. And I think now if they put it up,
right,
500, I don't know what number it would take.
Well, then nobody could.
Right. But remember, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy.
Right.
The goal is for everybody to own nothing.
Right. And yes. And some will.
Right.
Willingly.
Right. Right. You see here, if I can do it, anyone can tag, and it is a permanent garden amendment. As you can use less feed when you give it to your animals, and that's not chicken feed. Well, I think this is exactly another great point. Mm-hmm. Are you producing the food for your animals? Or are you going to be dependent on Tractor Supply and the things that they're putting in there? Because it'd be very easy to just get a hold of Tractor Supply's board of directors who happen to sit on Vanguard's board at one point in time and, were some of the beginning people in the ESG system to say, hey, we want to put in this whatever into the chicken food. And don't worry, it'll be fine. Don't ask any questions. And then nobody has any chickens anymore. Right?
She's talking about the biochar.
Yeah, I'm talking about the government attacking you through having to buy your chicken food.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Tag, the flood over the waters, was it caused by the zealous or the peas? What's your opinion? The flood over the waters, was it caused by the zealous? I'm not really sure what Star was talking about. Do you know what she's talking about?
I don't know.
I don't know. Taking the grid down will rid them of more people quickly. Yeah. The EMP Commission, I think they released it. They declassified the report in 2018, said that 90% of the population would be dead in the first year. And that's not because of an EMP. That's not because of that. It's because there's no more insulin and trucks don't keep driving. And, the hospitals aren't there and, fuel won't pump and your sewer won't pump and your water won't pump. This is why it's critical. Even if you live in a city, get rainwater catchment. And if they don't allow rainwater catchment, well, no is a complete sentence. We just witnessed 29 million or, 96.4%, 99.4% of this particular class of people tell them no. Yeah. And just think all these electric cars will be so useful when that happens. Yeah. You know what? I've got an old 73 Chevy pickup and I'm super thankful. Just the basics. They won't control our community exchanges in a parallel economy. No, but here's the thing. Can you get your community to a point where the parallel economy will meet all your needs? Right. Because I can make the argument today that a parallel economy can, make up 10% of your needs or 15% of your needs or 20% of your needs, but getting it to 100 is going to be a lot. Chochi says if they triple taxes and no one can pay it, they will suffer with no tax income. Yeah, so would they rather have no tax income or would they rather own everything? I mean, you got to remember money's the land of make-believe, right? The only real value is an asset. And I would argue that they would rather have your land than they would have your paper cash. Right? Because then they can just rent it to you. You see here, I've started raising mealworms for my chickens. Oh, cool. I'm growing corn. We see here, smaller amounts of people will be easier to control. Amen to that. The blue and yellow country dam, whose crime is it? Oh, I think she's talking about over in the Ukraine. How they bombed a dam.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's such a crazy question. I don't know. Because you could make a intelligent, articulate statement as to either party, and I believe it. Did the Russians blow it up? Did the Ukrainians blow it up? The Americans blow it up? So this dam broke, flooded a bunch of houses and villages and stuff in the Ukraine, killed a bunch of people. And what she's asking is who did it? Well, it's like the Nord Stream pipeline, If you don't comply with their system, that could freeze your digital account so you can't pay your property taxes and then steal your property. Right? Yep. Yeah, isn't that scary? Yeah, isn't that scary? Mealworms are also easy. I started mine with some bait store souffle cups in 2019, still going strong. Yeah, what just a curiosity, growing mealworms, what's the temperature have to be?
Like, can you do it through the wintertime?
Yeah, Leather said if they come from my land, they'll get a house turned to charcoal.
Mm.
Yeah, Starla saying the same thing. I'd literally love to know how you do that to Raven's Nest. Okay, so what else we got? I was going to ask you if you had anything else.
Yeah, no.
Remember when I was talking about the World Economic Forum, how they are doing this digital pandemic drills for a digital pandemic? They said that it was imminent.
Right.
Okay, so today, Department of Homeland Security is now warning of a grid down scenario. Today.
Yeah.
Crazy. I told you guys about the 35 acres, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I'm going to try to do a video on it. It's not out. I haven't gotten the listing yet. So I'm hoping to get that pretty soon so I can at least do a video of it. And we'll get that out there.
They're going to sell. They're going to list it. If you find a buyer beforehand, will they not list it? Will they not use a realtor?
They will not use a realtor if I could get it sold ahead of them. But
they don't have anything signed then.
No, but he said that they would have it listed, I think, by Monday.
Mm.
So I don't have a lot of time, but let me see here. Monkey Works, which I like that channel, by the way, had a great thought about the dam. There's an article about a nuclear power plants that need the water. Wind blows west to east up there. So, yeah, so if you starve the water, you can't cool the
plant,
the nuclear reactors. I hope I'm home if the grid goes down. I don't want to be stuck in another state with nothing but what we have on the truck. Ugh. Mm. Yeah, I pray for you that is not the case.
Take your bug out bag.
Yep. I wonder what percentage of people here, USA, are preppers, homesteaders, and freesteaders. Yeah, I heard the only estimate I've ever read ever said 3%. So, but I think that number is not a very good number. I think what they're talking about is the people like you and me, who are out there prepping and homesteading. Like, here I am, this is what I do. I think there's more and more people concerned with the country and concerned with the way the country's going.
Yeah. So
when you become concerned, you typically go work on doing something about it, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I think a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Buying extra stuff, learning skills. Shoot, I've got people that I never even thought of just said, I need to go get rice. Remember this conversation?
That was weird.
Like, what do you mean?
That was weird.
What do you mean you need to go get rice? They said, I got to go get rice. I got to go get like beans and rice and like put them in the house. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you don't have beans and rice in your house? Mm-hmm. And she's like, no, like a lot, like a lot for food, for in case. I'm like, whoa, girl. Let me know if you need any help.
Yep. Mealworms, room temperature works fine, but they aren't fond of the 50s. I have a 3-drawer plastic bin in the kitchen with chick broodlings on top. Okay, so we know about the lows. What about the highs? So do they have to be in an air-conditioned room? That's really what I'm getting at, is what kind of power input does it take to grow mealworms? Eagle Lover, when he was talking about the, I will go back. Where did Eagle? Anyway, I think that number is much higher nowadays. Many people got on board in 2020. Yeah. And I think a bunch got on board in 2008 too. What Eagle Lover was talking about is so the fallout goes to Russia. So if the dam broke and then the power plants, nuclear reactors couldn't cool, the fallout would end up in Russia. I got my mealworms from a sporting supply area at Walmart, put a couple inches of oats, and they are growing good. They like it warm in the 80s, but cold weather just slows them down.
Oh, yeah, because you can put them in the refrigerator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would just be curious if you could grow them in big enough scale to make it worth growing them, and then how the temperature swings are, right?
Yeah.
How well that would work, because I don't want to have to air condition a room for mealworms.
Or to heat it in the wintertime.
Heating in the wintertime wouldn't be as bad because you got the stove running 24/7. It's always on. The air conditioners aren't always on.
Right, but I don't want to grow mealworms in the kitchen, I don't think.
Oh, that's what they do. Any proficient camper, hiker, or hunter is more prepared than some might think and may not be counted as preppers. They at least have some skills. Yeah. I did the same 3 drawers and a screen on the first one for eggs to fall through. Yeah, Miley is right on time, everybody. Welcome, Miley. Let me see here. The beetles like oats. The worms like a mix of wheat bran and oats. I put a thin layer of oats with, what do you say that? Pupae?
Pupae? The pupae?
Pupae?
Pupa?
To give hatching beetles something to eat.
That's
the larva.
Worm, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Gregory. How are you? Hello, everyone. Getting here. Been out in the garden. Hey, nothing wrong with that. You see here, I noticed a lot of people buying land around me, build a house and put up a chicken coop and have vegetables growing. Yeah, I think it's one of the best things we can do. My next Starve the Beast video, I've been working on it, is going to have to do with is the government God, and which I'll irritate people, but that's okay. And just how they control things and how they're trying to control us,
Yeah.
And I'm not suggesting the government's God, but they're certainly acting like it, right?
Hey, Kelly, are you going and talking to any of those people, introducing yourself? If you're noticing the people in your area and that are new and they're building chicken coops and such, maybe they are people you want to know.
Yeah. Raven's Nest says you can sell millworm manure. Can you sell duck manure? Because we had to hit a pot of gold today.
I do not want to mess with duck manure again.
The 3 are different, though. Homesteading is advanced prepping, and freesteading is advanced homesteading, at least in my opinion. Yeah, we've talked about this a lot. That's why we named it freesteading, is because all prepping should lead to homesteading, and then all homesteading events lead to freesteading, which is just trying to break every single chain, because there's a difference between being off grid and off matrix. Those aren't the same thing, right?
Right.
And so it's, kind of fighting that, but
yeah, because we kind of started talking about off matrix instead of.
Yeah. Starla wants to know if anyone's noticed the crazy weather and how good the gardens look. Yeah, it has not been that crazy here. It's been 80s during the day.
Oh, that reminded me. She just said that.
60s at night.
Something ate all the tops of the beans off. Like stripped them down to the sticks.
Yep. Start them again.
I can't. Those are Buffalo Seed Company beans.
Oh.
I gotta do something.
Yeah, maybe B's saying you take the droppings from I think she's talking about the mealworms, and put a tablespoon on every plant.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mealworm. Yeah.
Yeah. Some people think the government is God, and many churches are putting government before God, so we know who they are serving. Yeah. Yeah, I actually think that the whole totalitarianism and the things that are going on today is religious in nature in a lot of ways. And it's not enough just to control our money per se. They want to control our thought. And I think by controlling our thought, they will have the ultimate power. And that's kind of what I'm going to talk about in the video if I can get to it. Duck manure or juice. Raised ducklings this spring before it was too cold and put them outside. So much poop. Yeah, I'm not the biggest duck fan. I am not. They're pretty. I like the way they look. I like the way they sound.
Did you see that 2 of them are blue?
Yeah.
The white one has blue on her feathers.
We are working towards freesteading as fast as we can. Yeah, I think it should be all of our goals, but guys, none of us are there. Again, I don't think 100% is possible. And if someone can argue to me how 100% is possible, well, let me rephrase. I think you can get to 100% if you could figure out a way to get rid of taxes, which I'm not sure how you would do that. And then you'd have to live like the pioneers.
Yeah.
But even they went and got salt. Even they went and got a wagon wheel, right? Even they went and did some of those things. They didn't, manufacture bullets for their rifles, right? They still bought supplies.
They had a mercantile.
Yeah. Ever notice how many churches have American flags, and often they are higher than the Christian flag? What does that say? It says a church I wouldn't want to belong to. Starla says 14 inches in 2 weeks in Amarillo, Texas is flooded. Yeah. Let me see here. B says, same thing happened to me 3 times, so I gave up and planted okra.
What was eating yours? Were they rabbits?
Yeah, I don't know if she knows. Miley says, tag, I liked the 4 free man live. Yeah, I've got another one scheduled for Wednesday. So I have a new guy on there, which I've never met before, which is Mind for Survival. He's got a channel. He's going to come on. But I'm going to keep doing those roundtables and try to get a bunch
of you.
I'm going to try to get 3 or 4 of us in every one of them and just kind of rotate it around to different people.
Okay.
And just have some fun with it. And because I think the differences of opinions healthy.
This coming Wednesday?
Yeah. Yeah. So I've got this coming week, I got Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We have 4 lives next week. Well, you and me have 2.
2. I
have 4. Lucky you. See, that's love.
Yeah.
Be nice if the sun would shine more than 2 days here. It's here. I have not noticed them being higher, but I think neither one of those flags belong in a church, as our allegiance should be to God and not to a flag. Ooh, don't worship false idols, right? Isn't that what they say? Yeah. But I haven't had time to go talk to anyone. I'm on the road a lot, and when I'm home, I'm in the middle of moving, plus trying to take care of things at the new place. People I talk to that grew up in the cities think the government will take care of them, and those who grew up in the farms are prepping. Yeah, and those people who get hungry in the cities, I wonder where they're going after they get hungry. There will be a one world religion for sure, so expect the government to start pushing some type of religion. I actually buy that. I actually think if you could get it all to a one world religion, it'd make it a lot easier to control everybody. I think what we should be doing right now, guys, on the religion front, is I think we should be holding our own church services. I do not think we should be attending church anymore. I think you should get with your community and you should have your own services, just like the Amish do. You know how they rotate around houses?
Yeah.
I think that's how it should be done, and get away from all of that structured governance
of brick and mortar
of your church. Yep. I get rid of
church.
Yep. No, a bug of some kind, says Eagle Lover.
Huh.
Hey, local prepper, what's up? Yep, Mary Michelle, hello to you. Oh my goodness, am I that far? Oh, I'm not that far behind. Good. Starla wants to know if anybody has any source for quail. We don't grow them. They're just too small. If I grow things, I want to get bigger and bigger. Yeah, let me see here. Ever notice here how here on YouTube they have pride emojis and not one single American flag?
Never noticed that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think me hoping for a "Don't Tread on Me" flag is probably asking too much, huh, Skainsboro?
Probably not going to happen.
Or an "Appeal to Heaven," tree flag, or a black American flag, or Yep, Freeman's Roundtable. Yep, we're gonna do another one on Wednesday. Let me see here. I think the key is to set your family up as if there will be no more deliveries. Couldn't agree more. Right, Tag. We do our own church service at home now. Wonderful, and I think this is good. I think we need to do this more and more and more and more. Tag, do you think the majority of people are opening their eyes to what's going on? No, I don't. I think more and more are opening their eyes. Would you agree?
Yeah, but I don't. I think that there are still people who are super excited to get the scanny thing.
Yeah.
The pay for your meal with your wrist, and open your key, open your door locks with your wrist.
Yeah. It is not happening. I'm not doing that.
Like a little chip.
I don't see how anybody could look at that and go, "Oh, that's a good idea."
Then they don't have to carry their wallet. They don't have to carry their.
This is an interesting topic. Starla says, "Tag, do you think the majority of people are opening their eyes?" I would argue that I bet if you asked the majority of people if they trusted the government, they would say no.
Yeah.
I would say that's true. And I think if you asked the majority of the people, "Are you preparing?" the majority would say no.
Correct.
Do you agree with that?
Yes. Yes. They don't trust the government and they are not preparing.
Correct. Oh my God, I forgot I had okra seeds soaking and needed to plant. Thank you for the person who mentioned that. I found the Star of David type. Oh, cool. One world religion has been very much underway, and the push towards it can be seen in nearly every 501c3 church. This is why I say don't go to church anymore, right? Because 501c3, that's a tax treatment, right? That's out of the IRS handbook.
So that's school and church?
Yeah, it's a nonprofit. It's a type of nonprofit.
Okay.
But where that comes from is the IRS book, right? Like it's like a 401k.
Okay.
It comes out of a particular section, right? But this is government sponsored. Yeah. Right? That's what that means. This is why we need to be having our own church services. And man, I agree about having church. Yep. Let me see. I'm trying to figure this out. So Hippocrates is talking about okra, right? The Star of David. And the other short, stubby ones are my favorite for fried okra. Bigger slices like fried green tomatoes. Smaller ones for soups.
Do you like fried okra?
It's okay. I would never order it at a restaurant.
Okay.
But if you had a plate of it, I would eat one. Okay. And that'd probably be the end.
Okay. Yep.
Right?
Not growing them.
I'm hoping we drill a well and it's salt water so we can provide salt for the community. Hitch said it might happen. I would love to see that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Because salt is something I do not have a solution for other than stack it to the ceilings.
Could you imagine? That would be amazing.
Yep. Starla says we need to establish a free man's underground railroad. Yeah, I'm watching a new series called Underground at night whenever I don't fall asleep. And I didn't get very far. I didn't even make it through the first episode before I fell asleep last night. But I'm interested in how they managed to do all that. I know it's Hollywood, but let me see here. Kansas City quail or Myshire Farms for quail. I'm partial to Myshire. They do a great job. Hatch rate on shipped eggs about 72%. Most people are oblivious to what's going on. I could not agree more. People say they don't trust the government. However, their actions contradict that statement. The majority of people's actions indicate they believe safety equals freedom, which is backwards. That was my point right there.
Yeah.
They don't. I don't really like what they're doing, but I don't want to cause any waves.
Right.
Oh, right. Don't take my picture. Please don't record that. Okay, you big chicken. Let me see here. Tag community group services isn't a bad idea. I quit organized religion several decades ago because of our beliefs were far too different. I don't put up with the hypocrisy. Didn't as a young teen and walked. Yeah, I think that's what we need to do more and more of. Mandy says she loves fried okra with ketchup, but better with homemade ketchup. Well, everything's better with homemade ketchup. Just found them, so I wanted to try them. Oh, Star David. Okay, we got down here. More people are opening their eyes, but then I hear, well, if anything happens, I'm coming to you.
Yes.
And they aren't doing any prepping or anything else. Yeah, they're going to be in for a rude awakening. Rude awakening. All right, let me look back down on my list. So we talked.
There's usually somebody that says that.
Yeah, you hear about all the volcanoes that are going off?
No.
So there are volcanoes that are either erupting or threatening to erupt, right? Clouds are coming out of them or steam or whatever, is coming out of it. There's one in the Philippines, one in Italy, one in Indonesia, and one in Hawaii right now.
Wow. Oh, I did hear the Hawaii one.
Mm-hmm.
We have somebody, a teacher on the honeymoon in Hawaii right now.
We have a teacher. Oh, you're talking about, I got it. One of our local teachers. Yeah. Hey, barbecue. Hey, guys, for barbecue sauce makes some great barbecue sauce. You guys should check out his website. And if you need barbecue sauce, just like if you need coffee, if you need any of that, if we have someone in the community that does it, guys, we got to vote with our dollar.
Yeah.
Would criminals rob people of the chip in their hand like the black market? Probably. We are stocking the Himalayan pink salt because you can ferment vegetables with it. Can't use salt with iodine, and it contains minerals as well. Yeah, B loves the Himalayan pink salt. And
I just got a bag of red mint salt from Azura. Red mint salt. Mm-hmm. You like that?
Oh, you got a whole bag of it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that, but Rain Country, and what a beautiful quote. Says war is peace, slavery is freedom, and ignorance is strength. You know where that comes from?
No.
That's a quote from the book 1984.
Okay.
Right? George Orwell. That's actually a quote of his. And that's when they were talking about Newspeak.
Okay.
Right? And, we're experiencing it today. What a perfect quote. Sorry, let me see here. One near Mexico City also. Oh, yeah, I did see that. Vicky Pullen.
Mexico
You're
City.
A boss. Mexico City.
So
yep.
How many is that? One,
2, 3, 4, 5. All going off. Kind of time. I really think that the climate's changing a whole bunch. Something's shifting and things are going weird because, you got the makings of, Tornado Alley shifted, right? What we get here is nowhere near what it used to be. You know, it's moved over into Tennessee and Kentucky, and you know.
I didn't know that there was a lot here. Like that must have been before I moved here.
Yeah, probably, or you just weren't paying attention. You were too busy, you know, riding low and with your 5.0, with your rag top down. No?
Lovely. Oh my goodness.
Yep. Stacking barbecue sauce. Hey, Life with Mike and Jen is here. How is Mike and how is Jen? It's probably Jen and probably not Mike because Mike's a workaholic. But hello, Jen, and make sure you tell Mike hello. Yep, and Redmond salt is awesome. I've been stocking all kinds of salt. Yep. Will the volcano ash make it across the U.S.? It depends, you know. Depends on how big it is. It just depends. You know, I've done a lot of reading about Yellowstone just because it's in my area. Not real close to me. I think it's 600 miles away or whatever it is. But and what would happen if it let loose? And, you know, there's a lot of estimates that says the whole United States would get covered in ash, you know. Let me see here. What we got here? Acts of God or man-made events. See, this is the problem, the Philippine nomad. I don't know anymore. I don't know. I can't tell you how much of it's manipulation and how much of it's actual act of God or you know, is the poles shifting, which I believe they're shifting. Are they shifting just in a natural place, or is it because we keep screwing around with our own, you know,
things,
world and, you know,
yeah.
You know, I don't know. MB says Wizard of Osby. See here, Life Mike and Jen. So we just drove home, been working our tails off, got roads and gardens in, and still working on groundwork and such. Yeah, we relate. B had me scooping duck shit today. It was fabulous. I was so excited.
It helped me.
Hey, but you were really excited, weren't you?
I was excited.
Yeah.
I was doing spirit fingers in the background.
Were you? Yeah, I went in there and she was struggling. I just climbed in it and she's like, "Oh my God, you're getting in there?"
Yeah, I didn't expect you to help.
Yeah. Tag, had you heard about Canada fires being intentionally set by the government? Yes, I actually heard a whole bunch of different theories on that. But this is the thing. I think most of what we hear, most of the thought theories, I'm trying to get out of the habit of calling them conspiracy theories, because why do they call them conspiracy theories instead of thought theories or idea theories? And then I tell you why they do it. They do it so that they give you the answer to the quiz. Right? They're telling you this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's why they're calling it a conspiracy theory. So instead of an idea theory or a thought theory. But anyway, I'm trying to get away from that. But I think that they're flooding us with all these idea theories and all of these things in order to keep us distracted. I really do. I think very few of them are real, and they're just doing everything they can to keep us away from what's really going on. You know, the corruption and the money laundering and all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. I never understood people, especially family members, thinks that we owe it to take care of them. Mm-hmm. Yep. Nope. It's gonna be a bad road. This is why I keep on community so much, because by yourself, you're going to feed them. You're not going to have a choice.
Get the rice. Get the beans.
That's right. And when people like that come up to you and say, "I should get rice and beans," you should say, "Yes, you should."
Yes. Let me know if you need help.
That's right. Yes, you should.
How can I help you to be more self-sufficient?
Yep. And then you have Jellystone Park, them bears still in picnic baskets, right? That's the biggest threat we have today, I think. See, I lived in Colorado Springs when Mount St. Helens in Washington State exploded, and we got volcanic ash all over the cars. Yeah. And Gregory says he hates cleaning out the chicken coop. Yeah, the chicken coop ain't nothing compared to the ducks.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, someone mentioned in a video of a helicopter setting a fire. Could it be that they were setting back fires as part of the firefighting effort? Easy to misinterpret. Yep. Save your wood ash from your wood stoves. It's great for chicken mites, making soap and some crops, and a teaspoon mixed with water in a spray bottle for plant fungi.
So when I put the ash in the chicken run and then it rains, it makes like, I don't know. It's a big hard patty.
Okay, Kelly says, I kind of figured someone would say it, so I've been trying to prepare for them too. Yeah. It isn't a conspiracy if it's actually true and happening. That's what blows my mind. Yeah, that's why I've been trying to resist the whole, using the word conspiracy. I really have.
Yeah.
Because what they're doing, that's just more mind control, and we fall into it as preppers to say, here's another conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
What we're saying to our peers is, don't believe it.
It's true. If it's true and it's happening,
Right? Don't call it a conspiracy theory.
Right.
Let's all try to change our language. I don't care what word you use.
What'd you call it?
Like a thought theory or an idea theory. And hey, I've got a new idea.
Well, what about idea? Right.
Yeah, I got a new idea. Right. Here's my new theory.
Theory.
Right. Instead of putting conspiracy
theory.
I don't know. I think it's another way for them to say, hey, it's wrong. Don't listen to this. But how funny is it?
That's what they're doing.
Oh, and then what it also does is it tries to get the average person to make fun of the other person.
Yes.
Which then further creates divide.
Divide.
Right. Another
Conquer.
tool to create divide. How crazy is that?
Divide and conquer.
Yep. Let me see here. The smoke from Canada is kicking my butt here in South Central Virginia. I can't imagine volcanoes. Yeah. I hear a lot of people. We don't have much of the problem here in Kansas, but I've heard a lot of people are having big issues with the smoke coming out of Canada.
North.
Mm-hmm. No, Virginia is further south than us, I think.
No, we're pretty close. We're pretty right over.
Gizmo says, knock, knock, I need food.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm starving.
Yeah, I got to read the sign on the door, Gizmo. It says, we have left on vacation. Please feed the plants.
Oh, then we can go on in and see what's available.
Big Kid says, Mr. Charlie says, Big Kid moved to Texas or Kansas. Hello, everyone. Just got back from visiting my dad at the VA. He's not doing well. Would appreciate some prayers. Yeah, hey, everybody. All-American Prepper's dad is not doing well. He's in the hospital. On our last slide, we talked about this a little bit. Let's make sure I need your prayer warriors out there. Let's send some prayers his way.
Yeah.
More electronics in airwaves than they ever have been. How do you measure that to the climate? Well, I think it's all related. And is, they say for every action, there's an equal reaction, right? Equal but opposite reaction.
Yes.
So if we manipulate weather, what's the equal and opposite reaction, that's on the other side? And I don't know. I think it's absolutely all connected. I wish I was smart enough.
You have a theory?
Knock, I need food. Show me your pantry and how you prepare, and we will talk. Yeah. Yeah. If someone wanted to prepare, they should have done it long before they come knocking on my door. You see here, all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. You know what that's from, right?
Yes.
That's Animal Farm.
Animal Farm.
That's also George Orwell. Yep. Implying it's wrong is why they call it conspiracy theories. Yep, that's right. And it also shuns the person who's talking about it or the person who believes it, which creates divide. They better roll up their sleeves and help out, or else they will be starving. Yeah, I'm not letting them anywhere on my property. We put wood ash in a shallow pan under the chicken house. We built it off the ground so they can go under it, and it has wire around it. Yes, ash turns to brick when it rains, so it's best to mix it in with soil and other amendments when it comes to the garden. Yeah, Bee's got some ash bricks in her chicken coop outside in the runs, right?
In the run, yeah, because I tried to put ash in the run for them to dust in, and it rained and made a patty.
Yep. Hey, speaking of All-American Prepper, we did a video this week. Survivalist Prepper Grumpy, him and I did a video this week. So if you guys haven't seen it, go back and watch it. And we'll get the All-American Prepper back on here in a couple weeks. And we'll get another one going one of these times. Hey, they're asking, All-American Prepper, they're asking what your dad's name is. Got free man thinking. Let me see. We moved near family so we could pull our resources, but then we became the resource, and so we moved and found our community. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Harsh, huh?
Harsh.
But true.
We became the resource.
Totally true. Totally true. I have one person in my family that's like-minded. The rest of them tell me things like, oh, I'll just hunt if that day ever comes.
Yeah.
Or you'll take care of me.
I'm coming to you.
We've told family members to come, but they will have jobs to do, security, large gardens, bring all guns and ammo. Yep. If you can find, if they're useful, I think that's great. But I think what you'll find is that more and more people just expect to be taken care of. Because isn't that what the whole society teaches today?
Yeah. That's what they're used to.
And that's what they're used to,
because
right? Why would they expect anything else?
Right. If they weren't, they would already be prepared. They would already be taking care of themselves.
Yep. I saw pictures of Northeast U.S. smoke is really bad. Yeah, there's a lot of prayers in the chat, All-American. Yeah. Let me see here. The really weird thing is getting wind and weather from the north here. Generally, our weather wind comes from the southwest or the west-southwest. We've actually had that too. We've had some storms come from the east lately, which never happens.
We had a storm we had rain. You could see the clouds coming from this way. And then in just a few hours, the storm then came from this way.
Yeah. Weather is definitely weird. Let me see here. Has anyone tried to make their own bricks? Even Adobe brick. I've played with it just a little bit. I've never gotten serious about it, but they're pretty easy to make. You know, got to build an oven, get some clay, get some straw.
Heat
it up.
Mix it, heat it, form it, then heat it.
Let me see here. LJC says, I live close to the Mexican border. Someone told me yesterday that her husband is former Air Force and that he has pointed out to her that some of the homeless here are different from the usually mental. Okay, make sure I say that right. Here are different from the usual mentally. Trying to make sense of the statement. Here are different from the usual mentally. What does that mean, LJC?
And he pointed out to her that some of the homeless here are different from the usual mental. So, okay, a lot of the homeless people are on the streets because they have mental health issues.
And what she's saying is that
she's saying that they're not mentally. What do you call that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, she clarifies in her statement down here. Almeric Prep said, yes, definitely look forward to doing it. Yeah, we'll do another one soon, bud. I do lots and lots of them with lots of different people. I'm going to do, I don't know the guy, but I've never met him, but Mind for Survival. I'm going to do one with Wednesday, I think with trying to get Grumpy to do it again, but he may or he may not. And Survivalist Prepper, but we'll see.
Survivalist Prepper?
Yeah, we'll do another one soon.
I thought it was Angry Prepper.
I would actually like to get Angry Pepper on someday. Alton Wilson is his name. So prayers for Alton Wilson, everybody. Yeah, what LJC was talking about is ill or drug dependent. They're a young military man. They act differently too.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Anyone know why cedar posts is square and not round like regular fence post? I have never seen round cedar post, only square. Why? Probably because it's easier to cut the bark off of them. You know, it's easier to get them and they're easier to store and they're easier to package. And I just cut a cedar tree down, strip the bark off of it and use it as a pole. It'd be good forever.
But you say it's easier just for them to use a saw and cut it square instead of.
Well, because they pack tight and get it on a pallet. Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And then you can make them uniform. They're all the same size.
Yep. So does that mean the new fancy loaded bass boat isn't prepping? Well, I don't know. You live on a lake where you can go out and go fishing? My family thinks I'm a conspiracy theorist. I think you're a thought theorist. We were having unusually cool breezes lately, and it's in the 80s. Yeah. Speaking of George Orwell's Animal Farm, I used to call one of Obama's press secretaries Squealer the Pig. You read Animal Farm in school, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Did you like it?
Not when I was in school, but after I read, I listened to the book.
And then you liked
had it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then you liked it?
Well, it took a minute to get into, and then it was easier to get into than 1984.
Is it?
Yeah, I think 1984. Is it 1984?
Mm-hmm.
That one was a little harder for me to
get into.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tag, I need to weld repair a 1/4 inch thick aluminum. One piece crosses the other, so 1/2 inch total thickness. One piece is 4 feet, the other is 6 feet long. Golf cart frame broke. Yeah, I've never welded aluminum. I'd love to learn how to do that though. You find out fast who cares when you're moving and need a sitter or butchering. Oh yeah. You want to know who your buddy is? Call a day on butchering day or harvest day, right? When it's hot outside, you'll know. I tell people I'm a conspiracy theorist. They don't tend to talk about much unless they are one to laugh out loud. Does anyone on here eat clay? If so, what kind do you eat? I eat crow. Come on, that was funny.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have any tips for welding, big kid. I can give you welding tips on steel. I've never welded aluminum. I'd love to learn how to do it.
You can weld it with aluminum though, right?
I have the machine that will weld it, but I've just never done it. I don't know anything about it.
Because there's different.
Oh, it's totally different. Yeah, it's totally different kind of welding. I'm making cattail salve, and at the grocery for extra ingredients, they have spray duck fat. Mind blown.
Huh.
Well, we have cattails out here around our ponds, and she certainly has duck fat.
Yeah. You have to butcher the duck to get the fat.
I wonder if you put the duck poop on your face since it dries like concrete, if it would really exfoliate.
If it would exfoliate? You want me to try it on your face?
Yeah. We use hydrated bentonite. Interesting. Let me see. My family thinks I have went off the deep end. I agree with your family. Just kidding, Skanks girl. Plus, cedar trees can be pretty big, and one would not get many posts out of one tree if they were all cut round instead of square. Yeah. Now, I mean, those spending 60 grand on a new boat and want to call it prepping when that debt could go to something else. Yeah. Well, I would agree. Yeah, I think the best thing you need to be doing is getting dirt. If you don't own dirt, buy dirt. And then after that,
you're talking about land, right?
Yep.
Not go into Walmart and buying bags of dirt.
No, I'm talking about buying land. You know, when I was a kid, my dad built a brick and concrete grill. It was really nice. And he was so proud of his grill. It broke my heart to see him build it on a sinkhole. Oh
man.
Yeah, that would be rough. Am I way behind? Yes. Let me see here. I use first trim cedar slabs to make raised beds. They are cheaper than milled wood and last longer. Yeah, if I was going to build raised beds out of wood, I would use Osage orange first and then cedar and redwood second. But that'd be good use for them. Some are more equal than others is a huge truism. Yep. Mm-hmm. Guys, the elites think they've been anointed to control you, and that's their job, and that they're smarter than you. They think they've seriously been anointed to do this. They're not going to stop. Okay, let me see here. Trying not to miss anybody. Let me see here. Same here, and I don't have the right kind of machine. Need to work with what I have. Yeah, now they sell some. If you Google online, they sell some little bars of aluminum that you can just take a torch, and they say it works pretty good. But I've never tried it. That might be a solution if you don't already have it. But it's
for the frame of his golf cart.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably shouldn't do that.
I don't know.
You should probably.
Bentonite clay is a common one to eat. Very good at detoxifying and pulling out heavy metals from the body, and it's very good at sealing a leaking pond. Mm-hmm. See, there's my contribution. Let me see here. Kid, MIG, or TIG. There is a brazing rod that might work as well, but not as strong. Yeah.
Oh, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, got a text message. My sister just text messaged me. Kaolin clay is another one, apparently. Cattails are an excellent source. They a lot of things when you're foraging. Yeah, we've got tons of them. Someone wants some cattails to make some salve? Let me know.
The pond. Isn't that what was in the pond up there? That they're gone, aren't they?
Well, the top pond they're gone, but you got 1,000 of them on the big pond.
What?
Oh, they're everywhere. They're not very tall yet, but they're everywhere.
Those are cattails?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Let me see. You're in good company on that. Yeah, no doubt. Okay, let me try to get down here a little bit. Let me see here. How much clay do you eat? ACM is asking Rain Country. Rain Country says, I actually do not know where kaolin comes from, but I do like that one for making a face mask. Let me see. Yep, and all parts of the cattail are edible. Let me see. Sheetrock ground up and used in your soil. What do you think, Tag? Yeah. Actually, sheetrock works really good as a pond sealer, too. And the gypsum in it works great for that. I took all of my scrap drywall when we built the house, and will continue to do it as I'm building things if I'm using drywall. and break it up and throw it on the back of my dam and cover it in dirt. Just let it be there. Same with tile or broken concrete or any of that kind of like earthy, stuff that won't leach anything or, that I could put in there. Let's see, Mandy says, anyone knows anything about government allowing only certain large scale farmers, but not small farmers and homesteaders? Yeah, there's actually a big movement to remove the small farmer out. And you guys have heard me say a lot of times, I don't sell anything off my homestead, and partly because I'm not meeting 100% of our needs yet. So I don't see the point of selling it off the homestead, but I worry too much. You get too much into that. That's just another way for them to come at you. Now I understand if it provides a source of income that you depend upon, then keep doing it. But since that's not the case for me, we'll just keep eating ours. Rain Country says, I do not eat bentonite often, but only about a teaspoon or so a day when I do. I mostly use it in my tooth powder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lots of cattails. Let me see here. Oh, and Rain Country says her homemade mascara. Oh, I heard all the girls on the chat do that.
Yeah. I want to make homemade mascara.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'll bet you can find a Rain Country video of homemade mascara.
I bet. I'm going to write that down.
Let's see here. Even my rosebud tip can't heat the aluminum enough. I've tried it. It dissipates the heat so quickly. Too much of a surface area. I read Animal Farm in high school about 15 years ago. The correlation between what the government was telling us and what the pigs were telling the other farm animals are crazy. Yeah. Yeah, aluminum has to be TIG welded. Yeah. Yeah, I've never tried it. I'd love to do it, though. Put your hogs in there for a year, and it should hold water. Can anyone tell what part of the cattail to use? It's all usable. From what I understand, 100% of the cattail is usable. Let me see here. Aluminum is what computer heat sinks are made of. They do a wonderful job of dispensing heat. Yeah. See here, my dad welded aluminum. Not sure that he did TIG welding. He has an old school setup down in the shop. Guess I'll find out when I teach myself to weld. I love to weld. Yeah, Mary Michelle says, homemade mascara, yes. I knew that was coming, right? Second, hogs will fill a pond. Yep, when digging the pond, get some of the good jumbo clay. Yeah, so my big pond has no leaks. I have no problems with it. I have two little ponds. One of them leaks a little, and I'd like to deal with it. I've had people tell me that the duck poop will help with that too. I don't know whether it's true or not, but okay. What else we got? I'm all the way down here. Oh, look at that. See, I'm on page number 2. What page are you on?
I'm still writing on last week's paper. Do you want to turn the light on? Can you?
Yeah. Yeah. Whoa, hello everybody. Let's see what else we got here.
Oh, you can read it.
Yeah, I could read it before. Hey, I ran across a channel called Unique Prepping. I wanted to share with you guys. This is a kid who is severely handicapped, and he's not vocal, but he uses a computer to talk. And I found it super interesting listening to his perspective. So if you guys get a chance, go over there and check out Unique Prepping and tell him that Tag sent you. He don't know me, but tell him I did anyway. But Tag, is it okay to link my mascara video here? Of course. Rain Country, every time you talk about anything you have a video for, link it here. Every single time. Link it, link it, link it, link it, link it. Link it twice.
That way we don't have to go searching for
Oh,
it.
yeah, totally.
We're getting a little old here,
Yep, totally cool. Yep. I'd like, Kelly says she'd
Tag
like to learn how
said
to make
yes.
mascara look like a dead fish without it. Tag said yes. See, Skane's girl said that I said yes even before I said yes. What's that tell you?
Because she just knew you.
Because it's the Cougar's den.
She was like, he will do what I say.
Yep. What else? Okay, so I ordered hats. I ordered ordered army 4 different kinds. I ordered olive drab hats that say free man, and on the back of them, see how this has the light bulb on it. It's supposed to be upside down, but this batch they didn't get right. But anyway, so it will have those on the back, and then we ordered 2 of the terracotta and browns, two different styles of them, and they'll actually have mushrooms on the back of them.
Okay.
to symbolize medicine, right? To being free of medicine. And then I ordered some snow camo with a white light bulb on the back. All of them say free man. So I'm pretty excited about that. And so those be coming soon. I also, you don't know this, I also ordered some stickers.
Okay.
So you know my Starve the Beast guy in the suit and tie with the horns? Yeah. And so it's him, and it just says Starve Him on the front of it. Because I needed some new stickers. I haven't had stickers in a while. So
did you get visors?
I didn't order any visors. But I will if you want me to. But I got a bill for you to pay.
I don't have a hat for you, but I got a bill.
Yep. Well, here you go. Okay. So if you guys look here, I'm going to star that and we're going to show it. There we go. There's the link for the mascara video. And I'll leave this up here a little bit. So if you guys want to copy and paste it.
We can come back and watch it later, can't we?
Yeah, you
stay
can.
In the chats.
I wonder if I can. No, let me try it here.
No.
Okay, I'm going to take it. I'm going to try something real quick here. Oh, that's okay. It's okay. Take 5.
What'd you do?
Okay. I'm seeing if I can, how I can get this.
Banners? What's a banner?
Yep, I don't know how to do that. Anyway. Does anyone have any ideas for use of rat tail radishes besides pickling them? I don't know anything about it. I hope someone kept the Afghanistan and Cougar Den sign from the camp out. Yeah, they did, and they're here. So whoever's the holder of the Afghanistan and Cougar Den signs. Yeah. Okay. Let me see here. Ever roasted radishes? I have not. I don't like raw radish, but love baked, roasted, or fried. Oh, cool.
Huh.
Let me see here. LJC said, my brother's a dairy farmer, said his herdsman just told him that come August, he won't get paid for milk above what he sold the company in the previous 3-year average. Dairy farms can't be started up now. Yeah. This is why we got to get our own, and, the laws are different for personal use, but yes, super scary.
Right.
Let me see here. Started oak, you can cook radish greens. Okay. And American Root says, 1 kid size free man hat for me, please. Yep. Next time you come down, I'll just give you one because I know you'll be down.
Yeah. When are you coming?
Yep. I have the Cougar Den sign. The wind blew it off in the woods. No, and you should keep it, man. That's a beautiful sign. It took a lot of time to work and get up in the tree. I know. I put it there. I would love to make homemade mascara, but I have very short eyelashes. Mm-hmm. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm not too far behind. Cool. Let me see. What's this? Radish kimchi's pretty good. Miley wants to know how your bees are doing.
I have not been over to the bees.
Mm-hmm.
I need to.
Yep, it's time.
Kinda. If I'm gonna harvest anything this spring, I need to put supers on.
Yep.
Probably scrape out what they've already put in.
Mm-hmm.
You know how that goes.
So have you been productive?
Not at the bees, but I have been at the chickens.
Mm-hmm. What good is it to keep adding things if you can't be productive with what you already have?
Because I'm hoping that these systems are in place and I don't have to, mm-hmm. do them like that.
So by adding systems, you're making the old systems better? By adding more systems?
No, the old systems are not going to be like that, right? If you're adding systems, then what was not working, because it was not working.
So you're adding a new system for the bees?
For the bees. I thought you were talking about for the other items. Or what are we talking about?
Clearly.
Oh, you're talking about the bees.
Clearly.
No, the bees are they're just kind of hanging in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They don't complain.
They don't ask you if you're productive.
Ask me anything. They don't ask for anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Is Tag poking the bear again?
Yes. Thank you.
I just want to know if you've been productive. That's it. It's an easy question. Are you proud of what you did?
Yes.
Are you proud of your effort with your bees?
No.
Are you proud of your effort with your chickens?
Yeah.
Are you proud of the effort with the ducks?
Yes.
Are you proud of your effort with the garden?
Yes.
Are you proud of your effort with being a wife?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're like,
You didn't get dessert, but you got clean clothes.
Yeah. I got no dessert.
You eat them.
Yeah, the bees be on their own. The bees be on their own.
Bees be on their own.
Let me see. I feed most of mine to the critters after growing them to drill the clay. I'm not sure what he's talking about there. Something up top. We milked cows for 43 years. It's a tough life, especially with the USDA involved. Yeah, I want nothing to do with the USDA. I had a conversation with a restaurant today. We were just talking about how it's a shame they can't get their eggs from a local farmer unless the local farmer pays for their certificate to sell the egg.
It's like $20 or something.
Yeah, what a crock that is. You know that?
It's cheap enough for people to say, oh, it's not that much money.
Yep.
But
yeah. All right. What else?
They don't inspect you. They just want to know that you're selling eggs.
Did you guys know that this year there have been more bankruptcies in the first 6 months of 2023 than any year since 2010? What's significant about that? Anything stand out about that number to you?
2010.
Yeah. So why is that significant?
I don't know. What are you thinking?
Well, 2010 would have been coming after the 2007, 2008 crash, right?
Yeah.
Right. Would be just coming after that. So, and times haven't been extremely well between now and then, you know?
Yeah.
I found that was interesting. What do you say? I think I've got to pop some popcorn. You guys, I've been this way my whole life. And, you know, this is me asking B if she's been productive and talking about those. This is nothing new. Right?
No, it's normal. It's normal
banter.
Crap.
Yeah. I call it banter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You don't call it banter?
But yes, it is.
Let me see here. I found another interesting thing today. So the oil reserve numbers came out, and Saudi Arabia, their stockpile of oil is at a 5-year high, that's interesting. But what I also found interesting is that is 300% more than what the U.S. has stockpiled.
300%
more. Yeah. So why is that significant, you think? I would say it's because Saudi Arabia's kind of turned on the United States. They've kind of buddied up with China and Russia, right? And so Biden shut down the Keystone Pipeline, you know, and all of these things. And so actual demand for oil has been falling. I don't know if you know that or not.
I did not know that.
Yeah, because people don't have the disposable money they once did. And so Saudi Arabia's answer is to hoard it, try to drive that price, keep that price driving up.
That's normal.
It's normal. Yeah. So I would expect if the BRICS nations are successful, which would, you know, we talk about that all the time, right? The BRICS nations, if they are successful, that we'll see energy hyperinflation or some type of energy inflation on our end, which it'll get fairly expensive. I guess. You
mean for gas prices, diesel prices, propane and
other fuels. That. Yep. Leather Homestead, good night to you as well. Thank you very, very much. Big Kid said he's got to step out. Big Kid said, Starla said she can send Big Kid some. Let me see here. Tag, I'll be bringing the sign back this fall and passing it on to one of the other cougars. Yeah, I think what you should do is take a picture of it and have it printed on T-shirts, and then you could have the Cougar Den Clan. And all of you could wear T-shirts.
Oh, that's funny. That would be cute, though.
That would be funny. And I have connections on T-shirt makers if you need one, Skanes Girl, just saying. All right, where are we at here? LJC says, I grew up on a dairy farm. My brother still farms. It is the last dairy farm left in the county. A century farm. I think it will be the last. Lots of work. Yeah. Yeah, I need to do some studying up. I'm getting more and more interested in Dexter cattle, and because they're smaller, easier to handle, but I want to understand what kind of milk and, how good a producer they can be. And
so you should probably taste it.
Oh, yeah.
Because there were cows before that you were like, not doing that one again.
Yeah, no, we ate some Jersey cow once. That was the worst meat I think I've ever had. Ever.
I wouldn't say it was the worst meat, but.
You wouldn't? Yep. Skanes Girl says, good idea. I can do that. Wouldn't that be funny to see a bunch of the Cougar clans walking around?
Not just the Cougar clans. Why would they have to be the Cougar clan?
I think all of those girls walking around like Cougar clan, like this is my clique.
with their names on the back.
Yeah, like a basketball team. I think that'd be hilarious. I would laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. Yep. All right, cool. Well, I'm through my stuff. What do you got? What word you got? And we'll get out of here. Talk about how productive you are.
I am productive.
You are. You did a lot today.
Hey, can you come and help me? What are you doing? Oh, can you come and help me?
Mm-hmm.
Can you come and help me?
Oh, don't even start that crap.
Me?
How many times did you come over and help me today?
Today?
How many times did you do it yesterday?
Often.
Once.
Often.
How many times did you do it the day before that?
It was like 3 or 4.
So because you come over and help me hold a board for 18 seconds and then go back to what you're doing,
it doesn't take 18 seconds. It doesn't take 18 seconds.
No, guys, what she does is she comes over and helps me and then hangs out and chit chats for an hour and a half.
Well, there's lots to hang out and chit chat about. So that counts. That time counts. You stopped me from what I was doing to come and hold a board, and it took me 3 hours to do it.
Tamara got 38 eggs tonight. How many did you get?
I haven't done.
You still got to go do it?
They're still outside.
Okay, we got to do chores. All right. So what's your parting words? I'm going to get out of here so we can do chores.
Don't be a turd.
Don't be a turd?
Yeah.
We go any further in depth to that? Or
I was talking to you.
Oh.
No.
I won't be a turd.
No. I was going to say that we all have the ability to control ourselves and our feelings and our emotions. And if you picked people to be around, then maybe you should be lenient on them.
Yeah, I love this. Rain Country saying, hey, you guys got popcorn. Miley saying popping popcorn. This is great.
They don't want you to be a turd either.
They don't want me to be a turd either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think to build on what you were saying a little bit is that, that community matters, but it only works if we're all willing to give a little, like we've talked about how we have to be able to be willing to do our part plus a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be frustrating because you watch a lot of other people give less than their part.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And then you could get hurt feelings.
You could get hurt feelings really well. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then you're mad at somebody.
Yep.
And
or
then
you have resentment or whatever it is.
Here we go again.
But this is why we have to be willing to do our part plus a little bit, because we're making up for those gaps.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So don't be a turd.
So don't be a turd and be willing to give your part plus a little bit.
And turd wasn't really like the word I was going to use, but it's the best word.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we get here. I gotta say, B, my standard answer to Private Chuck when he asks me, "What are you doing?" is stuff.
Stuff.
Yeah. Somebody wants a garden tour. Yes, to the garden tour. Let me see someone saying, check out Zebu Cattle. Great live. Think enjoyed it. I do so love hot buttery popcorn. You guys, I torture my wife a lot, but the truth is there's nobody I would rather face this with than her. And, I was talking to Jess from American Roots a lot these last couple of days and just talking about how it's hard because of the emotional roller coaster. And it's just one beast after the next beast after the next beast after the next beast. And you got to have that partner in crime. But I think, again, kind of back to that earlier point, just be committed. If you're going to have a community, just be committed to do your part plus a little bit. And I think if you do that, you'll be all right. And surround yourself with people who are willing to do that. Because if you could get 10 people in a circle who are all committed to do their part plus just a little bit, imagine how productive you would be.
Yes.
Your bees might get done.
Maybe.
Unless you're just giving 90.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
For sure.
Yep. Gypsy said, tag, don't forget you already own a little Dexter heifer. I do, right? And I can't wait to learn more about it, LJC says Dexter milk. I like Dexter milk, but actually prefer my goat milk, but it probably depends on what they are being fed.
Ah.
Yep. All right. Good stuff. All right, guys, we're out of here. We're going to go and we got chores to do. So we're going to knock that out. So real quick recap. Sunday night, American Roots Live. Wednesday night, we have Mind for Survival Live. And Thursday night, I have Jim Gale. And Jim Gale is a firecracker. For those of you guys who don't know him from Food Forest Abundance, they've got a big community project going on in Florida. And I spoke with him on stage in Georgia, which is where I met him at. But super good guy. If you watch his videos, he's wearing the Freeman hat all the time, which is pretty cool. But anyway, I'll see you guys, hopefully all of you guys on one of those nights. And off we go. Good night, everybody.
Good night.